Hi guys, and welcome to this week's bonus episode of Headspace. And this is the podcast where we break down new hip-hop albums track by track. So welcome. I'm excited to be here. Like I said, this is a bonus episode for all of you lovely people with me, your lady friend Bonnie. So yeah, I'm super excited to be here. I don't usually do the Headspace albums, but I had to I feel like y'all knew I was going to do this. Yeah, I definitely am a huge fan of this week's artist, and the album that I will be checking out and kind of going through quickly, or maybe less quickly, with you track by track will be Iggy Azalea's new album, In My Defense, which came out today, July 19th, 2019. So I think that's, I was really excited. This is only her second studio album. And I have talked about Iggy Azalea. I did a whole kind of separate little ranty kind of my feelings towards Iggy, and my history with her. I have such a weird relationship with her. But yeah, I love it. I love her. I think she's a lot of fun. I feel like she's had her ups and downs, and I've kind of seen her ups and downs. There were some songs that I was quite disappointed with, as you can probably, I think I mentioned it in the the weird video that I talked about with me and Iggy Azalea. But yeah, I followed her pretty much, I think, I would say since beginning, but I know that she had some songs that came before Fancy and all of that, which I have checked out. I have checked out most of her music, and just kind of flip through it and see what I like from her. And I don't know who likes her. I feel like if you like her, you are either a gay man or drag queen, a hoe or a stripper or something like that, or maybe I don't know what, a 17-year-old girl. I don't know. I don't know who else. No, I don't really think that people my age, I'm in my early 30s. I don't think people my age generally listen to her. I don't know. If you love her and you don't fall into one of those two categories, or if you do, or three categories, I guess, please let me know. And if you have never heard of her, let me know that as well. I think, I'm always surprised to find out that people have never even heard about her. Which is interesting that she's just kind of so far removed from a lot of people's vision or spectrum, and which is fair, because she definitely makes a certain type of music, which we will get into. So yeah, today was her album release, like I said, and the cover, it kind of shows her maybe shot or dead, but still kind of looking a little bit glamorous as she does, and in front of a fancy 1980s kind of a car. It looks like a murder scene that's been staged, kind of, but maybe it's just that it's all an act, and this is her in her defense. She's been shot down, kind of, but she's coming back again just to kind of be hey, you guys are all talking crap about me. Here's what I have to say, to stand up for myself. So it's kind of interesting, and I think that's kind of the role that she likes to play, is that she's this bad bitch, and that people are constantly attacking her, but she's just I'm over here working, minding my own business, fuck y'all, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. She doesn't seem to really care what people think about her, which I think is kind of a cool move, and I think that's an important move. And she just kind of it all just kind of rolls off her shoulder. She's yeah, whatever, whatever. And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think, the cover looks interesting. So let's get into it. I'm excited. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's check out song 1, The Thanks I Get.
Hey, if I do say names stay in bitches' mouths like they got a toothache, I'll be mad.
Okay, just a reminder, if you guys are new here, we don't play the full song just because of copyright issues and all of that other stuff. So just a little clip of it. So yeah, let's get into Thanks I Get. Also, her songs aren't all particularly long. It's a 12 song album, and they're all quite short and sweet. So I mean, if you've never listened to her and you're into some you want something new and exciting to listen to, and you like what I have to say and it inspired you, it's definitely worth a listen. I think you'll get something good out of it. So let's just check this out. So she's basically talking about, she's paving her own lane, and she gets annoyed when ladies or people talk negatively about her, and then get jealous that she's making money and she's making hits and she's selling it. And she's saying if you want it, go hustle like she does, and stop complaining about it. You would be here if you didn't if you shut your mouth and worked as much as you talk trash about her. And I think that's she's always been very true and kept it true to herself. And so she's like, I did all this shit for everybody, and allowed everybody to kind of become successful around her and to kind of reap her success a little bit, what is it, clinging to the coattails of her success, or whatever the expression is. And she's kind of this is the thanks I get, this is what I get hated on and stuff. She's this is ridiculous. So she's pissed, and she's kind of coming off hard. But there are people that are copying her and that are doing what she does, and she's kind of if I wasn't here, you wouldn't want to be here, or there wouldn't be anybody for I already paved the path, you can follow the path. But she's kind of I'm doing my own thing, and you can do whatever you want, I don't care, whatever. So I think that's kind of cool. But I think she also wants credit where credit is due. She's kind of you copied my style. Don't come at me hating at me when you're doing exactly what I did or am doing. And I think that's very true. And she tries to stay away from any of the crazy drama. And essentially she is a good girl. She doesn't really cause a lot of shit. She doesn't really do anything too crazy. She's don't come at me. When you are in the place, in the position or whatever that you're in because of her. She's why are you hating on me? And I think that this was kind of an attack. I think this had something to do with Cardi B and Bad Baby. Definitely, I know it had something to do with Bad Baby and some other female rappers that tried to copy her style or are talking trash about her just to try and get their name further up in the list and in the successful list, and make their mark a little bit more. So they're calling her out and calling her whatever she, they're calling her stupid stuff, whatever, and she's just okay, whatever. I'm gonna go make more money now, bye. She just doesn't give a shit. And I think it's good, and she definitely has a strong opinion, and she's getting it out of the way to start with. And like I said, that is called in my defense. So she's kind of being hey, this is what this is what people are saying about me, but screw that. I'm not gonna put up with it and whatever. And she openly is discussing certain drama and issues and stuff like that, and things that she's maybe been in the news for, or in tabloids or whatever. And I think that's interesting that she's full face, addressing it out in the open, clears the air, and that's it. And nobody can say anything about her because she's the first one to talk about herself. And I think that's pretty cool. So I give this a 4 on 5. So let's check out song 2, Clap Back.
Feeling up. You gon' put the homegirl, what? Just a million up. Got Ben Frank in a chokehold till they tap out.
Okay, so then this is the next one, and again, she's basically dealing with, opinions and gossip that has been created about her, and, she's clearing the air, and, she's not blind to any of this, so she's, just saying, this is what's happening. And I like the lines, because I talk like this and my ass fat, they be saying Iggy trying to act black. So I think that's kind of, she knows what she is, and she's listen, I'm not trying to be anything but myself, basically. And I think that's kind of interesting, and it's hard that she's starting off the beat like that, or the verse like that. And like the beat sounds kind of creepy, but I still like it. It's kind of cool. And it's about like clapping back, and like clap back is basically like when you're throwing shade, or like sort of like a comeback, like, you know, like a hard comeback, I guess. You know, and she's just saying like if you're talking shit about her, like she's gonna like clap back, like she's gonna get you. And she's got so much money, like she doesn't even care. And in verse 2, which I find is pretty interesting, it starts off with, "They call me racist. Only thing I like is green and blue faces." And I like these lines because it is saying something that people often say about like white people in like the rap game. And she's like, you know, and she's addressing it like straight up and saying like, you know what, it's not about being black or white or whatever, like I'm just trying to do what makes the most money. Like she, like, you know, if like, and I think it's true, like maybe this is the trend, or, you know, maybe she started it, but it's making money for her, and getting that, you know, fake ass put in and all that other stuff that she does, it's getting her more money. It's, you know, getting more attention, is, you know, getting her name out there. And she definitely was one of the first girls, or I think women, to like really like get like a real big butt. Maybe Nicki Minaj. She's definitely had some booty for a long time, like fake booty. I mean, there's always J-Lo and everybody else, and like Selena. But yeah, I think that's I mean, that they're just trying to be, you know, it's just interesting that they like, when you're trying to be racist, and then the next verse, you know, you're trying to be black, or the other way around, I guess. And so it's just, it's interesting that like people have all these opinions about races. Like it's, everybody's just trying to, I mean, I guess it's like a thing that's happening today, and it's good. But it's a little bit sometimes too PC, and like, you know, everybody thinks everybody's out to get everybody else, when everyone's just trying to do what they are doing. And it's not everything is a copy or of somebody else or taken from another culture. Sometimes things just happen. But, I definitely agree that sometimes things are taken from other races and cultures and need to be acknowledged. But she's like, hey, I'm not doing it to be any which way. Like, I'm just doing what I like, what I think it looks sexy, what she likes, what, you know. And if I don't think it's racist to try, I don't know. Let me know what you think, if you think that she's being racist by trying to look like black in certain areas, but she's clearly like also very white. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think she's trying to be one way or another. But anyways, I think she's just trying to be like a Barbie. Yeah, and so like the whole song is for like the haters, and she's going to destroy you. And basically addressing all of like the gossip and everything about her. And I'd say it's pretty brave of her to do that, like, you know, to come out there and just be like, hey, like, fuck all of y'all, here's all the shit you're saying about me, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. And be like, nope, it's like, it's just for the money, none of this is true, I'm not trying to start shit. She's just like hanging out in her pool doing what she does, and that's pretty much it. And I've said it before, she honestly sometimes looks like pretty lonely. So I think that it's true. Like when she says that she's working really hard, and she's, you know, she's hustling, and she's doing like all that kind of stuff, and she's, you know, making music all the time. Like it definitely seems like she doesn't really have like that much time, or at least, you know, social media wise, for like friends. So, or she just doesn't, you know, publicize like her friends, which is great. You know, if they don't want to be like shown or whatever, if they're private people. And I think that that's pretty cool. But I think that she definitely works hard a lot. But yeah, let's check out song 3, Sally Walker.
Gonna get backhanded. I chewed it up and look back at it. Little Sally Walker walking down the
Okay, first things first, I don't know if I gave a grade for the last song, but it was a 4 on 5 for me. Anyways, so let's talk about Sally Walker. This one was, I think, the first solo song that was released for this album. And I think it came out in like February or something like that, because I remember hearing it and watching the music video like when it first came out. Like I said, big fan over here. So yeah, anyways, I didn't know that there was like a whole album that was coming. I just thought she was like releasing kind of like singles or whatever, like at the time. I guess I didn't really like look into like anything further, but because that's kind of what she's been, you know, for the past few years. Like she's been releasing a lot of singles or EPs, like kind of smaller albums, or there's been a lot of songs that she's worked with other people. So there's a lot of features that she's been like, you know, involved with or, you know, paired up with. Yeah, so I think that there always has been songs coming out from like here and there, but it hasn't always necessarily been like an album. So I think that was pretty cool when this came out, or is cool. But anyways, so just to start off right away, I didn't know that Sally Walker was like a nursery rhyme. And I had to like look it up and like see what it was all about. And it's pretty cool because it's basically like I don't know when this song or like the nursery rhyme was like written and when it became popular and stuff like that, but it's basically like a dance off for for like kids to like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's like it allows kids to kind of be like the center of attention, like in like, you know, like a dancing where everybody kind of gathers around and watches one person dance in the middle. But it's cute, like the way that like the kids were like running around and like would go up to the other person and start dancing, and then like the other person had to jump in and copy the other kid, and then like was allowed to just do their own thing, do your thing, as it's kind of written. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's basically exactly the same lines. I think more or less that she kind of rhymes to at the beginning. So I think that was pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it. So for verse 1, Lil Sally Walker, shake it proper, bend it over, make it wobble, got lots of bun. Pick it up and drop it for the proper funds. Anything to make the profit come. Get them dollars, hun. So basically about making money off of your body, because, I mean, if people are going to look at it, then fuck it, you might as well make money off of it. And I think that that's pretty empowering, you know, if someone's going to, you know, and it is something that when you think about it, I guess, like if somebody is going to look at somebody, or, you know, or you're kind of like an exhibit in a way, somebody's, you know, if you have something that's going to cause a lot of people to constantly look at you, like, I guess you could get paid for it. So why not, right? Just you do you. Get your worth, girl. And it's just sort of like willing to do whatever with your body to make money in your own way, and you know, like you are given the power and you are given the control. So just to kind of like do that. And then, you know, people might think that, or people might be jealous that she's like a millionaire, not only because of her rap skills, but because she's making money off of her body. Like I said, you know, she's been getting these implants, she's been adding things to her body, changing things, doing whatever, and so she's constantly changing, like, you know, so you never kind of know what you're going to get from her. I mean, you know kind of what you're going to get from her, some extreme features, but she's still like super badass, and like, it's really interesting to see like kind of her body evolve, and she's very open about it. She's gonna like, I'm gonna do this, and she just got like breast implants, and she's like, well, I've always wanted big boobs, and I was sick of them having to like constantly like basically put in fake boobs in her outfits or her like costumes or whatever. Also, she can't dance, or she just doesn't dance because her clothes are generally too tight. But even in her music videos, and I have seen her live, not a big dancer. But yeah, she, anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but, yeah, so she's doing that, and she's making money off of her body, and, yeah, so she's just like, you know, get it, girl, like, you can be jealous, but you can also do it too, if you just grind and, like, use your body, in a smart way, and, you know, I think it is going to show that, like, and I don't necessarily mean that you have to be like a stripper, but just to kind of know your worth, know what you as a human, as your, you know, as a I don't know that you know, own your body, and like, just, you know, I guess, I don't know, do what you can with it. So, yeah, and I thought another line I wanted to mention was, don't get your ass dragged like RuPaul. So I thought that was really cute. And I know that she threw this line in because honestly, her music is like catered for like strippers and gay audiences. And in my opinion, drag queens especially love her, and me, because I'm basically a gay man drag queen trapped in a woman's body sometimes. And there are also, you know, some drag queens and also some flamboyantly gay people in her music videos, such as in this one, we've got YouTube's own James Charles and others in this music video. you know, he's in there for like a second, I think. I mean, I only caught him one time, but so it's just interesting to see that she's using her audience, like she's using it well. So maybe like all of like James Charles's fans are her fans now, or I don't know, something like that. So I guess it's how did you become an Iggy Azalea fan, if you are an Iggy Azalea fan? Like, who was the first person that introduced it to you? Was it a gay man or a hoe or a 17-year-old girl? And if not, do tell. Like, I'd love to be like, my teacher showed it to me or whatever. But yeah, anyways, I think this is not too shabby of a song. I think it's fun. It's good. It's a good like song that you can dance to. And I've definitely seen like dances and like routines, like actual like dance routines and stuff like that created to this song. So it's a good song to dance to, and it's definitely like a fierce song to like act out like what you're kind of singing along to. So I think it's good. I gave this a 4.5 on 5. I like it. It's a good song. So let's check out HOEMITA.
Drop it, slim thick, big bug, tat it up, pop it.
All right, so we have HOEMITA featuring Lil Yachty on this one. And the first time that I heard this one, I was like, I know that voice, and then I had to like look who the feature was, and yeah, Lil Yachty. And I know that a lot of people have mixed opinions on him. I personally have no qualms with him. Like, I think his, I've shockingly enjoyed everything I've ever heard of his. I've gone and I even like, because of this, doing research for this and like, in this song, I looked up what other songs that he did. I was like, there's got to, like, what is the reason people hate him? So I would like looked up some of the songs that he did. I was like, no, this doesn't bother me. No, this doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, this is fine. What's wrong with this? like I really don't see that he's, or my ears aren't bleeding after listening to him. So I don't know what people, maybe it's like his personality or something, but I didn't really look into any of that. I was just listening to his music, and he seems fine. And I think he does like some good features on a lot of kind of like girls like Iggy Azalea, it seems, girls who are powerful and I don't know, aggressively slutty. Can we say that? But in like the best possible way. I don't mean it in like a shameful way, like in the you do you kind of girl. Like, I don't know, like I think it's a good thing. But anyways, let's get back to this song. So I think it's interesting that anyways, Lil Yachty and Iggy are featured together because they're both, a lot of people have some mixed opinions and very similar feelings towards them, I guess. So the chorus on this one, Iggy has amazing choruses, like every time. They're so good. Like her and like the other guy that like produced it and co-wrote most of the album, if not all of the album, I think. Like they do a good job when they come up with the lyrics for a lot of the things. A lot of the lyrics, I guess. But the choruses generally seem to be pretty good. So, the chorus is face down, ass up, back it up, drop it, slim, thick, big butt, tat it up, pop it, throw it back, bounce that ass, make it clap, drop it, do the splits, you the shit, drop it down low, then pop it. So this is basically a self-description of Iggy Azalea. It's like she has exactly the features that she's describing. She's thin, but she's thick at the same time. Like, it's like the whole thing is exactly, and her ass claps because there's like so much ass there. And this is like a great chorus again. So, and it's basically so like a self-description while still at the same time being ideal for sluts and strippers to dance to. And like, I mean that in the most positive and powerful way possible. I mean, this is like this is a great song. Like, if you are a voluntary stripper, then this is a great song to dance to. And this is sort of like trap music for ladies. I think this is great. She talks about being VIP And how she's, expensive, how she has expensive and luxurious items. She has a killer body, and everything is part of like a bigger plan. Like she's just gonna keep on grinding. She's gonna keep on doing what she does until she's so successful, I guess. I don't know what her end goal is, but it definitely sounds like she's not stopping anytime soon, and thank goodness for that. Yeah, because girls need music like this. Or at least I do. Yeah, and then Lil Yachty comes in, and he basically says like similar stuff and kind of says a lot of similar feeling things that she's mentioned before in other songs, not necessarily on this album, but similar sort of sentiment. And how he's got expensive things. He kind of talks about cars, boats, ladies, and also that people are hating on him for being successful and for being him and doing what he does. But he's not stopping, and he's doing it better than all of the haters. So it's very similar to Iggy, exactly what it is. And it does what it does perfectly on this song. So honestly, I like this song more than I thought I would. I give this a 4.5 on 5. I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I really liked it. So let's get it started.
Bitch, look, I started from the bottom and now I'm rich. I got in my bed.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest here. I've been like listening to this song pretty obsessively since it was released May 3rd, 2019. So I already know, and I'm very biased, that I'm going to give this song a 5. So that's it. Let's get into it. You already know the mark, what it's going to be. So yeah, I'm here for this. This is like the best song on the album, in my opinion. I love the chorus. I love how it starts. I started from the bottom and now I'm rich. I got it in my bag and I ain't looked back since. I started to say sorry, but fuck that shit. You started out hating, now you love my drip. So she sings that twice and it's just like so good. Like she's like, whatever, you can hate me, but whatever. And in the music video, she's basically a gold digger. She's marrying like an old man. And she's just basically waiting for him to die, if not openly admitting to maybe encouraging him to die in some ways, just so she can get his money and his fine mansion and everything else. And I'm pretty sure the house that she's shooting in for that is her own house. But yeah, and it's a cute video. I liked it. She's just so badass. I'm all for it. Yeah, and so this is basically her song where she is saying that she's successful, and when she wasn't, she started from the bottom and now she's here, and she had no help. She figured it out on her own, and she doesn't care if she has haters because of the choices that she's made. She's not sorry for a damn thing because all of that led to where she is today, and brought her success and her fame and her riches and her everything else. And so like she's kind of like, I'm not saying sorry for any of this stuff. Yeah, and the beat is so catchy and infectious. Like I love it, like right away. And there's like her usual like clapping noise that's in there, which is like usually featured, which I think is like created just so she can like do the butt thing. This is me doing the butt thing because I can't do the butt thing, but you know what I'm talking about when you make your butt clap. I don't have that much butt to do that with. But anyways, yeah, and it's also fun because like this is like anybody can sing along to it. She makes her raps and her lyrics clear enough and obvious enough, and slow enough that it's super easy to make, and like makes you want to sing along. And when you do sing along, you're like, so much attitude, like you just give like so much of it because it's such a sassy song and I love it. And like I'll read the bridge. I don't know if I wanted to. Anyways, I'll read the whole bridge because why the hell not? It's my damn show. I know I'm fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm a dime. Okay. I cut him off if he ever get out of line. Okay. I do it big. Okay. Like I'm a giant. Okay. I waste my wine before I ever waste my time. Okay. Get out of line. Okay. It's going down, okay. You know my temper is way shorter than a vine, okay. We're not the same, little mama. I don't wait in line, okay. And now my favorite line. You say you rich? Well, like Mufasa, you be lying, okay? Well, okay. And so, like, yeah, it's so good. Like, she's just so sassy, and I love it. And I really like that line, and it's kind of perfectly timed because the Lion King, like the new Lion King or whatever with Beyonce, just came out, and so like this is very appropriate for like the timing. Like maybe she knew or something, or I mean everybody knew that it was being worked on, so I think that it was good timing, anyways. So I think, anyways, the Lion King, good move there. Anyways, so you know what it is. It's a 5 on 5 for me. This, like I said, this is another great girl song that I can't get enough of. And it also, the music video also features like I don't know who it is, like anyways, I'll have to look up who the guy is, but other gay people and drag queens, like yeah, there's some other ones that are in there as well. But yeah, she definitely knows her audience. She targets them. She puts in people that are going to draw attention from them and get more people looking and watching. She's not stupid. She knows what she's doing. And she knows that they're all fierce like her. And so this is like a song that's going to like kick ass and like be something that you can easily act out, I guess, in like drag world. So this is definitely something you can lip sync for your life to. And it would be good. I would watch it. So let's check out Spend It.
You know I'm the flyest, I fly private, not United. If I want it, I'ma buy it. I got drivers.
Okay, so Iggy is great at making certain types of songs, certain sounding songs. Like they definitely, a lot of them sound like they're made for the strip club, which is totally cool because girls need songs to strip to. And guys, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily their jam, but hey. But yeah, so this beat right away reminded me of the Cream song that came out. When was it? Like last fall, I guess. With Tyga, and a music video that I had less than delightful feelings on, but yeah, I mean, that was, it definitely sounds the same. So she definitely makes that kind of music. And right away I was like, this feels like a stripper song. It's the same sort of song. And basically another song about how she's, you know, her life as being a baller and being super rich and how she gets whatever she wants and how she spends it. And I think it's pretty cool, like some of the lines that she uses. And she's saying, you mad because you broke and I'm not, ho? Yeah, I buy shit in bulk like it's Costco. Yeah. So, like it's stuff like that. I mean, the lines aren't like crazy, you know, unique or wonderful too much. But they're cute and like they're very relatable. And she makes her rhymes accessible for like, what is it, like the average man. Like she just makes them like there's not anything that's like very political. You don't need to have like a super high you know, intelligence to love her songs. You don't need to like understand, like, you know, some rappers, they throw in, they're very smart in like their rhymes and their lyrics, and like some of the things that they say, it's like you have to like look up everything. You have to be very like in touch with the news and like issues that are going on today, where she's basically talking about gossip, tabloids, money, stripping, like having fun, dancing, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like she's not doing anything that's like higher crust or whatever it's called. Like, but she's like so much fun. Like I love it. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that's a lot of, I don't know. I think it's great. And the beat's really cool, but there's not a whole lot to say about this song. So I'm going to give it a 4.1 on 5. It's good and catchy, but not my fave. But I still like that she's talking about her success and, you know, kind of how she made it. So, and what she's doing with her success. So let's talk about Fuck It Up, featuring Kash Doll.
And they still pay their last to graze it. Bitches man tight. They means they wanna have my baby. Barely ever album.
Okay, so I went into this one being like, all right, this one's going to be like a banger for sure. I'm going to fuck it all up. So let's check it out. So yeah, when I checked this one out, I was like, okay, a little bit less excited, I guess, than I should be. But then, like, I don't know, it's like sometimes I was listening to it and today, and then sometimes I would listen to it again and I'm like, is it a good song, is it a bad song? Like, I don't really know if I like it or not. So for me, like, it's like an okay song. It's basically about her and her bitches just fucking things up, in life, in the club, on the dick, all of it. And basically about being a badass and, you know, doing what you do or what, you know, she does. Kash Doll is fine, and she's also like a kind of a curvy lady that I think can sometimes be a bit like rambunctious and get people's attention. So I think that that's kind of like the, you know, it's cool when people like that work together, that they found like their little club of people. So like I said, it's okay. I don't really have too much to say about it. And her songs are, like I said, generally quite short. So this one's only 2 minutes, 51 seconds. So like there's not anything wild. She's just being like, I've got money. Yeah. You know, that kind of thing. And she's going to fuck it all up. So I think that's cool. So I think it's like sort of just like an empowering women's album in general. But like just kind of being like, don't care what they think. You know, just do you. So I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say for that. So let's check out Big Bag featuring Stinty. Or Stinny? Stinny.
You get that, this new range, it just sprint past. I'm crazy with my rich ass. We not the same.
Okay, so this one's a little bit slower. It has like the same sort of beat, I guess, trap beat or whatever. But it's a little bit slower in terms of like the way that they flow. So she's kind of does like the first verse and Stinny does the second verse. And so she's basically saying that she needs a big bag to carry all of her money or all of her, you know, jewels, expensive things. And if you have, you know, the bigger the bag, the more it costs. So if you have like a big bag, then it costs more money. And she's just using it to put more money into. So she's like nonstop, like it's just going to keep coming in. And she's kind of saying like, listen, I've already been through like all of the shit and had all of the difficult times. And she's made it through all of that. And she's so much stronger and she's like more prepared than she's ever been. And that's kind of like what she's saying there. And then Stinny comes in, and I really didn't find her to be that great. Like she definitely, I didn't really know who she was. She had some sort of an accent, so I'm thinking maybe she might be like, well, if she had an accent, then she's not from Canada or the States, I think. I think if I'm not mistaken, she may be like Scandinavian or something like that. But anyways, I don't really know who she is or where she came from. But yeah, I mean, like I said, she wasn't that great on this one. And she definitely felt like she was weaker, which is fine because you're singing next to Iggy Azalea. But you want to have somebody that's close to your level at least. And so she definitely didn't quite feel that like that. But anyways, and the beat is like slower and kind of like spooky and aggressive, like kind of at the same time. And it's just sort of about like having a lot of money, the usual sort of stuff that she's already talked about. So it's good, but it's not my favorite. But the beat I would still find would maybe get like stuck in my head, or like the song, like there was something about it that was still good, but like I said, not my favorite. But I give this a 3.9 on 5, mostly because I wasn't a fan of Stinny. So yeah, let's check out Comme, Garçons.
You not the one for me, can't hit this twice. They always.
Okay, so Comme des Garçons, being from French Canada, I can translate that title for you guys, and it just means like the boys. And in this song, she makes a reference to, let me get the exact line. It is shoes they got hearts on. That's Comme les Garçons. So what she's talking about, at first I was like, I'm like, I get it that it's like the boys, and I get that she's, you know, taking power like a man. But then I looked it up and I was like, I feel like this is something. And I looked it up and now it makes a lot more sense to me. Makes some more sense to me. Comme des Garçons is the brand. I don't know if maybe you know it, but it's like there's usually like a heart, and like in like the heart's top half are like eyeballs. So it's kind of like a recognizable brand when you see it, but maybe not one that you would know off the top of your head, or, you know, like I didn't know it. But it's interesting that she's trying to be like Comme des Garçons, like she's putting her heart on things. So I don't know. It was interesting. I think it was supposed to be that she's just trying to be like successful and powerful, like a man, like a boy, like she can do anything a boy can. My interpretation. But anyways, she's living rich, just like the guys in hip hop, I guess. And every guy wants her, and she's got lots of money and jewels, the usual same sort of stuff. And she works so hard, and she doesn't have any time off like a man. And that's why she's on top. Like, that's why she's so successful. That's why she's like, living it up. And it's good. And I think it definitely like continues on into the theme of like the next couple of songs. So I think it does kind of make sense, but I don't know if it necessarily stands out. Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think of it. I give it a 4 on 5. I thought it was good. But let's check out song 10, the next one on the album, Freak of the Week, featuring Juicy J. Okay, so like I said, this kind of continues on with like the theme. So this is a sex song, and she enjoys sex and likes it hard. And Juicy J, he likes sex as well, and has a different lady for every day of the week. So I think that's kind of like the freak of the week. Like that's why it's like there's always somebody new coming into her life, and the same sort of thing as if you go back to like Comme les Garçons, like the boys, she's kind of like she's switching the gender norms and saying like, I'm gonna do it like a man, I'm gonna fuck all these guys and whatever, like they can do like, they can just be like the hoes in my life, because she's so rich and successful and doesn't have time for like a relationship, but she still needs to get laid from time to time. And Juicy J, I don't really like. I've heard him in like the Katy Perry song, Dark Horse, but I feel like I've heard him and seen him around, but I can't really think of anything else like specifically that he's done on his own. But maybe that's to my own detriment. So yeah, anyways, so this is an interesting song. The beat is kind of weird and kind of features a few different like sounds and shouts and whatever. The chorus is basically the same as "Slob on my knob." It's like that sort of dun 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 dun. It's like that same sort of beat, like "Freak of the Week," dun 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 dun. Like it's that same sort of thing. So like, I don't know. I feel like I have mixed feelings about this song. And, again, like I was, kind of expecting like a kind of an interesting song with Juicy J. And I feel like I knew that he was like very sexual. So I was kind of like looking forward to like a whole song where they're like talking all about their escapades. But yeah, it feels like very little time went into this one. Like there wasn't a lot of work put together. Like it just kind of like, let's just throw everything into like a pot and like, let's write a song about sex. So like, I'm glad that, she's discussing her joy and, of sex and everything like that. And that she's like very open about it and she's not shy and she's very brave for like just talking about all that kind of stuff. When a lot of women don't or can't or feel like they can't. So I think that that's very good. And like, she is definitely paving her own road for that kind of thing. So I give it a 3.75 because I felt, like I said, it felt a little lackluster. But things will get picked up in the next song, Just Wanna.
Moving to the office, make me hush. I'm doing too much talking, baby. I just wanna fuck.
So if you thought the last song was sexual enough, welcome, because this one gets a little bit more aggressive. And well, maybe not aggressive, a little bit more like direct, I would say. Very blatant and openly talking about, what she's doing in her sexual escapades, which is what we came here for. No, but I think that it's like kind of something that I'm not shocked that she's writing a song like this. And I think that it's, again, it's sort of like what you would imagine that she would write about. So, the intro lines are taken, and I thought it was interesting. So the intro lines, like right away, as soon as they started speaking, because it was like their lines from the film Superbad, and like I've seen Superbad fairly enough to know like that. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's from Superbad, like, but they weren't the actual actor saying it. It was like somebody else reading the lines. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And it starts off with like an intro from that, and it will end like with another touch of Superbad. And this is just sort of like another song, like I said, about wanting sex and how she plays in bed and how she just wants to fuck and orgasm and basically just like a man does. And like that's it. Like you need to leave after. And I like this one a whole lot more than the last song. Like, you know, I think this one is like so much more like I guess like empowering, I guess, for women, and I liked the kind of nod or like the mixed in of Salt and Peppa song, because, you know, I feel like they were like or are independent, strong women like Iggy, and I like how it sounds. You know, they also too like just wanted to like have sex and like, you know, it shouldn't be none of your business. So I like how this one sounds, and at the end with like I said, again, it ties up with a few more lines, again, not like the actual actors saying them, but just lines in general, somebody's reading them from Superbad about bringing a condom and always being prepared. So it's like a message in a message, to just have condoms, buy condoms, have them on hand. Even if you think you're not ever going to get laid, just have some condoms laying around because you just never know. And I really liked it. She's cutthroat like a guy. Like she's like no cuddling, like just kind of like, you know, bang and bounce. Like you need to leave. Like this is her house. Like she's like the queen of her castle, and she's like, you can come in and have sex with me, but you need to leave after. And then we find out a little bit exactly how that happens in the next song. But this one I gave it a 4.4 on 5. I liked it very much. So let's check out the last and final song. And I think one of the shortest song. It's only a minute 53 on this album, Pussy Pop.
The touch to the mo, no, it's a no-go unless they give you cheese like a photo. Ain't got no dough, tell them.
So this is a good outro because it's short, it's sweet, and it's saying just like, you know, just because the album's over doesn't mean you have to let the pussy stop. And I think it's really interesting because she's like just blatantly kind of like saying like, you know, work it, do what you need to do to get whatever you've got, but like don't let them like, you know, take you for anything less than what you're worth, I think is kind of what she's saying. And I think that's, again, it's sort of weird, but it's very empowering at the same time. You know, like use the power of your vagina to be successful. I mean, she's kind of saying like, that's what I did, so you can too. You know, she looks good. She takes care of herself. She talks about her hygiene, things like that, and that she's freaky and she wants lots of money. You know, like this is all like what she needs, you know, it's all part of her life, who she is, and she lets guys, you know, she'll involved in foreplay, and she very like openly talks about like guys going down on her and like that she's gonna like ride their faces. So it's a nice change of pace, honestly, from hearing, you know, like a bunch of like girls choking on dick sounds that, you know, Jay-Z or someone, you know, for example, might like throw into like one of like his albums. So it's a nice like change of pace that we're hearing a little bit more from like the women taking control in sex idea. So I think that's kind of interesting that it's a nice role reversal. So she's freaky, like I said, wants all that money. And she's kind of like, I'll have, you know, you can do all that, we can have foreplay, but if you want this pussy, like you gotta pay for it. And so like that's kind of what she's saying. She's like, no, like if you want to go in here, like I need to see cash first. So she kind of makes it clear to them, like being like, listen, we can play and all that, but like my, you know, my vagina is worth money and worth time, so you better pay me. And that's kind of it. That's kind of how she's been so successful. Like she's been using it to get something from men, the way that men use women, I guess. So it's kind of cool because she's like, you know, like you have to pay to have sex with her because she's basically something that guys fantasize about. She's, you know, with her butt and her boobs and her everything. She's very, you know, like she said, she mentions it in one of her songs like this. She's never met a guy that, you know, wasn't interested in her. And I think that's it because she is kind of like this like plastic woman, I guess, but at the same time while still being like super sexy and kind of like this taboo kind of girl, I guess. I don't know. There's something about her that I just find so like enticing. I think it's really cool. Anyways, so I think that this is a great song and kind of like a final being like, hey, like don't forget it, get your money's worth. You know, don't take anything less than what you're worth. So it's good. I gave this one a 4.25. It's just like, get it, girl. So that's pretty much it. I gave this album overall a 4.19 on 5. So it's 83.8%. It's a good album. It's fun. She certainly knows her audience. And she is a badass while still at the same time being like a good girl, essentially, because her lyrics aren't that bad. Like there isn't, you know, she's a good girl. She likes to have fun. She likes to have sex. She works very hard, but she's not out there like talking shit about people. She's not really like being violent. There's, you know, she's basically at home doing what she's got to do, going to sleep, and like that's pretty much it. Like work is her life. And she just wants to get paid, and that's pretty much she does. And, you know, everything she does is because of money, but she's smart about it. Like, she makes good decisions. But yeah, I mean, I think the album was fine. I think there's like a kind of a continuous message. I don't really think that her albums could be much longer than this, and 12 songs. And like I said, they're quite short songs because she isn't necessarily saying anything that's like new and exciting. Well, she is, I suppose she is still saying things that are new, but I think she's just like not, I don't know. I don't think there's too much more of a topic that she can talk about other than being like rich and a hoe and starting from the bottom, and now she's here. But that's pretty much it. But I like her. I've always liked her. I think that there are definitely some songs on here that I will still be listening to and dancing to. Hopefully, when I'm 90 years old, I'll be like singing, I started from the bottom and now I'm rich. I'll be super old singing that, and it'll be super fun. I hope you are in my retirement home with me because it's going to be fun. So yeah, definitely, like I said, songs that I'm going to listen to probably all my life over and over and over. And I think that that is a cool achievement. Like if you can make something that people are going to love listening to for the rest of their lives, I think that's pretty cool. Like I'm going to be listening to Iggy for all my life. So I think that's pretty awesome. And I, of course, dressed the part a little bit, I guess, for her. Even though it's like a million degrees here, I still wanted to try and like exude my like, you know, lady friend Bonnie from 2007 or something, when I used to go out and party and would dress a little bit more hoe inclined. But now I have a job, so I don't do any of that. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I would like to say thank you to our patrons over on Patreon, Lindell Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, and Ismail Kadamsi. So thank you guys always so much. If you are interested in supporting us, you can do that for only, change. So you can check out the link down below. And you can check me out on Twitter at YLF Bonnie on Twitter, and on Instagram at Your Lady Friend Bonnie over there. So yeah, I'm excited to see you guys over there, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about Iggy and your thoughts and everything, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys!